Imagine this, you're on a date. The night is smooth. Her laughter is easy. And then she mentions almost casually how her ex used to take her to these little rooftop spots, or that some guy at the gym has the funniest stories. It sounds harmless, but something shifts. You're no longer two people. A ghost enters the room. Comparison. The conversation stops being about connection and becomes a silent contest you didn't agree to play. Your chest tightens, your standards soften, your jokes get a bit try-hard, your eyes watch for approval like a starving dog. Desire dies right there, not because she's toxic or you're weak, but because the frame moved from mutual discovery to public audition. That's how comparison kills. It converts a relationship into a marketplace, and you into a vendor chasing a customer. And the worst part, most men help set up the booth. Here's the trap in plain language. Anxiety needs data, and dating culture now feeds you endless metrics, likes, DMs, stories, options. She talks about a guy she used to see. You think, I have to outshine him. She follows a certain type on social. You think, I should become more like that. She goes quiet for a day. You think, I'm losing to someone. Each thought pulls you from presence into performance, from grounded to grasping. Women feel that shift instantly. Your energy turns from deliberate to reactive. The moment you react to the ghost in the room, you give her the role of judge and take the role of applicant. That's when desire collapses hers and, quietly, yours too. You can't desire fully when you're measuring yourself. You can only audition. A field-tested move, refuse the frame without drama. When she compares, you don't debate, you don't compete, you don't sell. You say, calmly and without edge, if you're still comparing, take your time. I don't do competitions. Then you change the subject or end the date early with warmth. Tonight was nice. Let's pick this up when it's just us two. You're not punishing, you're protecting the container. Boundaries are not walls, they are architecture. You're building a space where desire can breathe without scoreboards hanging from the ceiling. Recognize the cues in real time, name-dropping an ex repeatedly, using phrases like guys usually to make you chase a type, telling stories that position you as second place, or that subtle critique disguised as advice. My ex was more assertive, I like that. These are bids, sometimes unconscious, to push you into proving. When that happens, your job is to step out of the ring. A simple pivot is powerful. Cool, I'm not here to be better than him. I'm here to be me. If that works, great. If not, also great. Say it lightly, with a relaxed face. Then steer the date back to something sensory music playing, the taste of the food, an observation about the street. Anchoring in the present breaks the spell of the ghost. A short story to etch this in, Jake kept hearing about Laura's adventurous ex. He started planning bigger nights, texting harder, hiding his natural slowness. She lost interest anyway. When we rewired the behavior, he did the opposite. The next time she compared, he smiled. If you're still sorting feelings, I'd rather not be part of the sorting. I like unrushed energy. Then he went quiet, sipped his drink, and asked the waiter for the check. No anger, no chase. 2 days later, she texted first. The comparisons vanished, and their dates felt like two people again. Why he ended the auction. Auctions are exciting, but only for spectators. Lovers prefer rooms. If she uses attention withdrawal as leverage goes cool after making you chase a phantom rival, do not flood. Don't send a thesis, a meme parade, or a performance package of look at my life. Hold your standard response one clear text, then space. Seems like the vibe shifted. If you're into this, lean in. If not, no harm. then disappear with dignity. Her nervous system reads consistency, not poetry. You're not punishing her, you're protecting you. That's the masculine project here, not controlling her. Controlling the frame you agree to participate in. If you catch yourself over-investing because you feel behind, run a 48-hour reset. No comparison conversations. No social media check-ins about who liked what. Meet a friend. Lift something heavy. Cook something slow. Then re-enter with 3 questions for yourself. Am I leading the pace or mirroring her volatility? Am I auditioning or revealing? Do I prefer my own quiet company to her conditional attention? If the last answer is no, you'll kneel somewhere you shouldn't. Build the yes first. The man who can walk away is the man who can be fully present. Presence is not a trick. It's the byproduct of optionality you actually live. Have you ever noticed yourself start performing after she mentions another guy? What exactly did you do that you now regret? What would it look like, in your words? To end the auction next time. Here's what comparison does to your body before your mind can argue with it. It tightens your breath, narrows your focus, spikes you with a cocktail of cortisol and hope, and pushes you into the gambler's mentality. Just one more message. One more joke. One more night out and you'll win. You stop reading the room and start reading the scoreboard only you can see. The moment you take the bait, you become less creative, less playful, less decisive. You turn every silence into a verdict. You try to optimize yourself like a product line fitter, funnier, richer, while the real thing she would have fallen for quietly slips away the man who does not audition because he is already at home in himself. She doesn't lose interest because you aren't enough. She loses interest because you start behaving like a substitute teacher in your own life, asking the class for permission to speak. There's a pattern many men miss. She brings up other men not always to hurt you, but to locate you. Some women do it consciously. Some do it because modern dating trained them to test without admitting they're testing. The status bait sounds like this. My ex was spontaneous. This guy I know is always booked and busy. Most men would fight over me. I need someone who can keep up. Hear it as a calibration ping, not a command. Your goal is not to outperform, it's to reveal your clarity. A calm line works. I like slow power, steady, deliberate, and selective. If you want fireworks, enjoy the show. I build fire. Then your behavior must match. Don't suddenly plan 6 events. Don't overshare to prove depth. Choose one thing, lead it well. Stay unhurried. Here's a concrete tactic that rewires the dynamic in real time, the 2-beat rule. When she drops a comparison, wait. 2 beats, literally 2 breaths before you respond. Use those beats to check your posture, relax your jaw, soften your eyes. Then decide pivot or park. Pivot if the comment was casual, noted. I'm more into this than that, and bring the energy back to the moment. Park if she's running a pattern. Let's pause. If we're comparing, I'm out. If we're connecting, I'm in. Then stop talking. The silence is not a punishment, it's a mirror. If she respects it, conversation returns to the present. If she fights the mirror, you've learned early what would have cost you months. If a woman uses attention withdrawal as control, the worst move is to sprint after the rope being pulled from your hands. Most men send a flood reassurance texts, funny reels, soft apologies for crimes they didn't commit. All of it says, you set the price of me. Switch to the posture of indifference with care and warmth. Indifference is not coldness. It is refusal to negotiate your worth. The live script looks like this. She goes cool after a comparison-heavy night. You send one message the next afternoon. Vibe felt off. If you're into this, lean in. If not, I'll bow out clean. Then you mute her stories. Stop checking the scoreboard and reoccupy your life. The man who can create silence without resentment is the man who stops the puppet strings from finding purchase. Overinvesting is the twin brother of comparison. You pour effort to close a gap that only exists in your mind. Test your interest with structure, not speeches. 3 moves first. Shift from infinite chat to finite plans. Good talk. Wednesday 7. Bookstore. Then tea. If she's excited, she makes it easy. If she hedges, you don't chase the hedge. You drop the rope. No worries. Another time. Second, adopt the response window match her investment, not her lag. If she takes 6 hours to reply, you don't reply in 60 seconds. You reply when it naturally fits, and you keep your message lean. Reciprocity is not pettiness, it's pacing. Third, maintain a clean close. End dates on your terms when the energy peaks, I'm calling it here. Good night. Leave her with the flavor of your restraint. Desire grows in the space you do not fill. Design your dates to sabotage comparison. Comparison needs abstraction stories of other men, imagined lifestyles, curated images. Kill abstraction with texture. Choose environments that pull both of you into your senses' cooking class instead of cocktails. A quiet gallery followed by street food. A neighborhood walk where you name 5 smells you notice like kids daring each other. This is not cute, it's strategic. When her attention is in her body, she stops scrolling her mind. The nervous system can't hold competitive fantasy and sensory presence at full volume at the same time. Stop doing the 3 things that bleed you interrogating her past to torture yourself, competing with phantom rivals by changing your personality, and fishing for reassurance in disguised ways. Do you even like me? Every one of those moves tells her you're willing to abandon yourself to secure her. Replace them with 3 anchors, statement of preference. I like how unhurried this feels. Statement of boundary, I don't stay where I'm compared. And statement of abundance. If this isn't for you, that's okay. I'm not for everyone. You won't need to say them often if you live them consistently, and the right women won't make you repeat them. Where do you notice yourself taking the bait most during silence? After a comparison, or when she posts something provocative? What line can you commit to saying the next time status bait shows up? When was the last time you ended a date at the peak instead of waiting for her to lose interest first? Here's the hidden cost men rarely name out loud. Comparison turns you into an accountant of your own masculinity. You start tallying moments, how fast she texted back, how much she smiled, whether she looked at the guy in the black tee, and every column you create becomes a debt you think you owe. You pay those debts with contortions, a louder laugh, a bigger plan, a version of you that performs confidence rather than inhabits it. That performance numbs you. You stop feeling your instincts. You ignore the small signals that would normally guide you, her tension when you lean in, your boredom when she monologues, the way her eyes dim when you over-explain. Comparison is anesthesia. It disconnects you from the pain that would have told you the truth early. Then you wake up months later, angry that she drifted. When reality is simpler, you stopped being a man she could feel. She met the ghost you became, not the grounded animal you are when you trust yourself. Let's get surgical with the social media piece, because that's the gasoline. You see her like another guy's photo and your stomach flips. Your mind writes a screenplay in under 10 seconds. You decide the story is real and react to the story, not the woman in front of you. Field Protocol 0 reaction rule for 24 hours. No comments, no emojis, no sudden persona makeover. That night, lift heavy or run hard, and then write 3 lines. Not a paragraph. What did I feel? What did I fear? What boundary will I honor if the pattern repeats? The next time you actually see her, if it's still in your body, you name it without drama. I don't do triangles. If our attention is open, say it and we'll be clean. If it's with me, be with me. Then you shut up. You're not interrogating, you're stating the rules of your house. If she pushes back with, "It's just Instagram," you answer, "Totally, and I'm just selective." The point isn't control, it's coherence. You're aligning your behavior with your nervous system instead of outsourcing your sanity to the feed. Group settings reveal everything. Imagine a dinner with friends. She laughs a little too eagerly at another guy's bit, gives him the long eye contact, tosses in a "your bad touch" on his forearm. Your chest heats. The rookie move is to match the energy, get louder, flirt with someone else, start a duel. That turns you into a clown battling for crowd approval. The professional move is 3 steps first. Enjoy your own conversation elsewhere at the table. You are not stationed at her side like a mall cop. Second, when you're alone for a moment, bar, sidewalk, ride home, you name the behavior, not the person. That dynamic doesn't work for me in someone I'm dating. Third, you present the fork calmly. If we're casual, cool. If we're exclusive, let's act like it. If you're unsure, take space and let's not blur lines. Then you reduce access until the decision is made. You're not sulking, you're clarifying. Women relax around men who can hold 2 truths: "I want you," and "I won't chase a triangle." There's a difference between jealousy and standards. Jealousy wants to control her to soothe your panic. Standards control your participation to protect your peace. Test yourself with the door test. If your standard is monogamous energy while you decide where this goes, leave the door unlocked. If you want other attention, that's your right. I'm not in this room when that happens. Then you actually walk if she opens the door and steps out. Most men state consequences they won't enforce, so their words become coupons that never scan. Your calm exit is the enforcement. Paradoxically, it's also the only thing that makes healthy women feel safe because it proves you'll protect yourself, which means you won't need to police her. Overinvestment needs a leash, not a lecture. Use the 2-1-0 cadence for connection. 2 initiations a week from you if things are new. 1 plan offered clearly. 0 chasing after a soft no. If she cancels twice without reschedule, 0 persists until she reaches out with a plan equal in weight to the one she declined. Translate this live: all good. Let's skip this week. Hit me when you want to lock a time. Then you stop. If she returns with "When are you free?" you say, you pick the day and lock it. I'll choose the spot. That structure forces clean signals. Interest is never vague when it's real. Now for the comparison detox that actually works: 30 days of no questions about her exes, no peeking at who she follows, no fishing for "how do I rank?" Replace the obsession with a nightly trinity: 1 physical victory sweat, 1 creative output make something small, 1 social move a call or invite that doesn't involve her. This isn't productivity cosplay, it's nervous system nutrition. Comparison feeds on emptiness. You starve it by filling your life with your own momentum. By day 10, you'll notice your texts shrink and your eyes soften. By day 20, you'll taste it: the freedom to walk into a date carrying your world, not begging entry to hers. Have you ever sat at a table and felt the clown impulse rise? How did you handle it? And what would you change now? What standard can you articulate in 1 sentence that would have saved you months in your last situation? What would your 30-day comparison detox look like? Specifically, starting tonight? Here's the last layer men avoid because it requires a choice. You don't end the auction by getting her to stop comparing. You end the auction by no longer being for sale. That means your attention has a budget and you actually track it. Set a weekly ceiling for romantic effort time, texts, planning, and hold it like a lifter guards form under load. When you notice yourself exceeding the budget, you pause the spend for 72 hours. not as punishment but as recalibration. In those 72 hours, you do 3 things that anchor you back into yourself: a demanding physical session that leaves you quiet, a creative push that produces something tangible, a page, a sketch, a track, and a social move that doesn't orbit her. When you re-engage, you do it with a simple, forward-leading offer, not a plea disguised as curiosity. The budget makes your attention rare again, and rarity makes you selective. And selectivity is the soil where desire can grow without turning into a scoreboard. Train the moment you feel the first spark of panic. Say she throws a sideways line, "Plenty of guys want me." Your body surges to compete. You break the surge with the hand on table, reset palm flat for one breath, shoulders down, eyes steady. Then you answer with shape, not spike, I bet. "I'm not plenty of guys." Then you change the channel to something textured. "Taste this, it's ridiculous." Or listen to that bass line. If she insists on keeping it in the arena, you decline the venue. "Not my sport." You don't roll your eyes. You don't preach. You refuse to let adrenaline write your personality. Your calm is the frame. Calm is not passive. Calm is pressure held in structure. If she goes intermittent hot after you lead, cold when you ease, use the window and wall test. A window opens and invites you through. A wall makes you prove you deserve a door. Offer one clean invitation after a cold streak Friday. 8. Jazz then dessert. If she returns with fog, maybe. "I'll see you don't negotiate fog." You reply, "No stress. Let's skip. Ping me when you want to lock something." Then you stop. If she later sends the classic breadcrumb, "Hey stranger," you convert it into crystallized responsibility. Pick a day, I'll pick the place. If she can't, you're done. You didn't lose, you found the limit. Standards aren't lines you draw on other people. They're lines you will not cross yourself. There's a conversation that many men fear because it threatens the fantasy, but it saves years the alignment talk. Short, direct, early. I date with focus. I don't compete. If you're sorting options, I like clean distance. If you're here, let's actually be here. You deliver this when the energy is good, not during conflict, and then you live it. If she respects it, the comparisons die on their own because they don't get oxygen. If she resists, you don't litigate. You loosen your grip and step back into your life. The point isn't to convert her, it's to reveal the mismatch before you bleed out. Field story to cement this, Marco kept getting funny gym guy references. He'd answer with bigger dates, flashier plans, and a charming edge he couldn't sustain. We built a 4-week protocol. Week 1, he issued the alignment talk and moved to the 2-beat rule. Week 2, he capped attention at his budget and ended every date when the energy peaked. Week 3, he ran the door test at a party without theatrics. She over-flirted, he named the behavior, shrunk access for a week, and scheduled his own life. Week 4, she stopped mentioning other men without being asked because the auctioneer lost the crowd. Her attraction rose not because he won, but because he refused to play. And if it hadn't risen, he had already found dignity in his own momentum. The win was not her, the win was him. Make a private pact with yourself. You will never again confuse performance with presence. Before each date, set one intention you can measure by your own standard lead the first 10 minutes. Ask 2 questions that reveal values. Leave while you still want more. After, you grade yourself against you, not her smile, not her reply time. You. This is how men stop spiraling. The man who owns his rubric exits the circus and becomes a category of one. A category of one doesn't audition. He chooses. If the night tilts and you feel the old ghosts assembling the X, the gym guy, the curated feed you breathe, you square your shoulders, and you remember that your life is full. Not in the Instagram way, in the I know how to be alone and enjoy it way. You will not beg a jury for a verdict on your worth. You will not wage war against phantoms. You will not fund your own diminishment with desperate effort. You will make the room smaller until it's just two people again, or you will walk out of it. And walking out will not break you, it will restore you. Because this is the quiet truth: desire doesn't die when women compare you. Desire dies when you agree. And the antidote isn't louder effort, it's cleaner exit, steadier leadership, and a nervous system so anchored that the auction can shout and you still hear your own voice. She didn't break you. She revealed what you were too afraid to protect.